I know if you want to pop up behind the backdrop and be like, hey. do one of those behind the backdrop, just lean your head out. Yeah. Looks like a good spot, huh? Yeah.
His connection's bad, and with us not being able to get on here, I'm going to record it, and then he's going to live stream it later, and he can put it on all the platforms.
Perfect.
All right.
Yeah. Keep Mike.
Yeah.
So just whenever I'm ready then, huh?
Yeah, whenever.
Okay. I think we got a couple more coaches about to walk out, and then we'll get started. We got a couple more coaches about to walk through here, and then we'll get started. Hey, who's left? Davis? Was Davis the only one that didn't make it out? Oh, yep, there he is. Good. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started real quick. Guys in the back, make sure we hold it down so everybody can hear what's going on. First of all, thank all y'all, families especially, for coming out for today. It's a big-time celebration, not only for our program, but for these guys individually to get to continue playing football at the next level. And something that a lot of these guys have dreamed about for a long time is getting to go play college football somewhere. And these guys have achieved that goal. And it's taken a lot of hard work and dedication to get there on their part, not only with us, with this football team, but also on their own, doing workouts on their own, making sure their bodies were prepped and their mentality was prepped in order to get to this point. So we're very excited for them. I said a little bit earlier, for those of you who are at the auditorium at the high school, this is a very special class of football players, not only for myself, but this program in particular. For me, it's my first group of guys who have sophomore through seniors all the way through. The first group of guys I've had all the way as a head coach. And then also when I came in as an offensive coordinator 6 years ago, they were the sixth graders coming up to seventh grade, the first group that I've got to see go all the way from seventh through 12th grade as football players, watching these guys grow as individuals and as a team. And they were very successful that entire time, all the way through junior high, not losing football games, winning championships, moving up in ninth grade and going to get to be a part of a South State appearance as a ninth grader, doing it again as a junior, winning 35-plus games on the varsity football team is a really big deal, and not many people from this community can say they've done what this group of guys has done. So very proud of them, and definitely want to give them a big round of applause for that. Also, we had our December signing. Just want to give those guys a quick mention who weren't able to be here because they're already at school. We had Jaden Ross signing with Mississippi State, Raymond Johnson with Nichols, Solomon Baggett with Arkansas State, and Sherrod Whitehead with East Mississippi. So just want to make sure we give those guys a quick shout out before we get going, because they're already in school, getting prepped for spring ball and doing those things. And these guys will be figuring out about that real quickly. Obviously, you know, y'all still got a good semester left of school, and some of you playing other sports and finishing those up, and doing a great job not only for this school but your community as well. Going to get started first off with Cohen Myers. You and your family come on up here. So Cohen, for those of you who don't know Cohen, obviously all these guys behind the cameras know who he is, and all you guys that have played football with him for a long time, has been one of those pleasures for me to coach, and Coach Lee, his offensive line coach, to have with him for the last 3 years as a varsity player, and then getting to coach him in ninth grade as well. A guy that we didn't really know what he was going to be playing coming into his varsity career, coming into his sophomore year. He's a little bit undersized. We knew he was scrappy, he was gritty. He played the game the right way, but just didn't really know where he was going to fit in at. And by, I think, the second or third game of his sophomore year, he found a home really quickly. It's a position that we needed filled. He, scout team practice, showed that he had the will and determination to take a position, and he did it really early in his sophomore career. And then I don't think has missed a game all the way through. Been one of those guys who you can depend on him every week. He's there. He plays the game really well. every time we get done with an opponent, the opposing coach gives me a call to let me know how much he hates playing this kid, whether he's at center or guard or tackle or wherever he is that night. He gets a lot of compliments from opposing coaches. The way he wears his uniform, he makes himself look like he's 6'4", 260. And those coaches are like, man, I really thought he was bigger than that. Well, he plays that way. He plays like he's a lot bigger than he is, and a reason he's getting to go play football at the next level, and the reason these college coaches really loved watching him play and are very glad to pick him up. So, Cohen, let everybody know where you're going to be playing ball next year.
Pearl River Community College.
Make sure they get a picture real quick. Congratulations, bud.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, next up we got Aiden Watson. All right, so Aiden, probably more than anybody else in this class, has seen a lot of varsity football. He kind of got forced to the fire a little bit his ninth grade year. We had a running back that got hurt really early in the year, and we were low in the depth chart on running backs his freshman year, so we had to take him away from his ninth grade season and move him up to play varsity. Got a lot of good experience and some bad experience that ninth grade year that he had to battle through mentally, going up and a 14-year-old playing football with 18-year-olds and learning how to play the game. But he handled it the right way. I mean, there were ups and downs the whole way. Didn't know, again, another guy, we didn't know if he was going to be a running back. And then we had an opening in defensive backfield, and he took that and ran with it and became a guy that was a two-year starter at safety, I believe, and played every game for us, never missed a game for injury, never missed a game for sickness. He was always there. He was always a dominant force in the backfield, and he was underrated a little bit because of his size, but when he'd come down and hit you, you know a little bit differently. Again, another guy that the coaches called me about. I had a coach out here while he was playing soccer that asked if that was the number 6 of safety, and I told him yes, and he said, I'd take that guy to a fight any day. And I told him that Aiden didn't want no part of that. It's only when he put his football helmet on that he acted like that. So he was been a very good player for us, a great guy to have around the locker room, and a great young man to get to know as well. And I'm very excited he decided to go play football at the next level. I didn't know if he was going to do that or soccer, but he's going to go play some football, and I look forward to watching him do it. So, Aiden, tell everybody where you're going.
Millsaps College.
Next up, you got Jacoby Bailey. All right, we're going to try to get Jacoby in and out as quick as possible. I know they got basketball practice for the playoffs going on right now, so Jacoby, another great player that came along with this class, a guy we've known who he was since his 7th, 8th grade year. He's a standout on defense. He played a little running back early in his career, and then a position that's very important to our defense over the last 4 or 5 years, that outside linebacker position. We've had some really good players that went on and did really good things, and he was the next guy we were looking into filling that role. We had Trace Carter before him, and Brock Hubbard, and a couple other guys before him that just really solid at that spot and kind of controlled the defense from that personality that we were trying to set, and Jacoby filled that spot really well. He came in, he knew the game, his football IQ was through the roof. It was terrible calling offensive plays against him in any type of good-on-good situation because he was just that smart of a football player. We'd mess with him and tell him he was looking at signals and all that, but he was just that good at it. He knew how to study film. He understood what offenses were trying to do, and that's what made him a great football player along with his skill set and athletic ability. He was an all-region player for the last 2 to 3 years. I think he may have been honorable mention all-region his sophomore year. Was on all special teams all the way up until his senior year where we had to have him on defense and defense only just about except for kickoff cover. But just been a great player to have, and we're going to miss him dearly, especially on the defensive side and in the locker room, being a locker room and weight room leader for us. But Jacoby, we're very proud of your success and what you've done to put yourself in this position and let everybody know where you're going to be playing college ball.
I'll be playing college ball at Southwest.
All right, next up, got Peyton Williams. All right, Peyton was another great in a long line of kickers that Ocean Springs is consistently putting out as a senior will graduate, go on and play college ball somewhere and do a great job kicking, and it feels like you always got that next sophomore that's ready to step into roles. There's a lot of phones going off at one time. Next sophomore ready to step into that kicking role, and he was ready for it immediately. His freshman year, we really didn't understand that he was on the team and what he provided for us. He just went out and he was going to play football and, just kind of threw a soccer kid out there and let him kick, and then we found out we had a guy that could actually kick on the football team, and that made our ninth grade season go a little bit smoother when we figured out we had a kicker on the football team. But moved straight into his sophomore year, did a great job as a sophomore coming in and filling the shoes of Bart, who went out and did great things in college football, or is doing great things in college football, and then junior year develops another niche to his game, starts putting the ball in the end zone, and then by the time his senior year rolls around, he's probably one of the top punters in the state, not only on the stat sheet, but in my opinion, especially doing a great job in clutch situations of flipping the field and then making some tough catches back there. Not all long snaps in high school were pretty, so had to be an athlete back there too. He did have a knack for calling his own play at times, but luckily he was 2 for 2 on that, and he never missed. So probably one of my best stories that I tell everybody is they had made up a fake extra point or a fake field goal that they wanted to show me on a Wednesday after we got done doing good on good, and nobody told me what the name of it was. I watched them run it. Yeah, it looks cool. We'll probably never do that, but, good job. And apparently they had a play call and a signal for it. They look out there after we score a touchdown, and I'm trying to figure out why they hadn't snapped the ball yet, and the holder's sitting there giving me a signal, and I'm just like, kick the ball, and they snap it, run the fake, and Peyton gets in the end zone, and I was losing my mind a little bit on that happening, but they get to the sidelines like, Coach, we gave you the signal. Y'all didn't tell me there was a signal. I didn't know there was a signal for the play already, but he was 2 for 2 on those, so I'll give him credit. He never went 2 for 3, so very happy that Peyton's getting to continue to kick and play football and do the things that he's great at. So, Peyton, you tell him where you're going to.
Gulf Coast Community College.
All right, next up, we got Cannon Lacoste. All right, so Cannon has had quite the interesting career. He came to us as a sophomore, I believe that's right. Came to us from St. Patrick. Was really looking to get into football, get into the weight room, build his body, get out on the field and play with guys that he played Little League ball with growing up, and, really bought into the program and started from scratch on building his body to what he is now. It's very tough on somebody coming into our weight program. It's 6 to 9 months and not feeling like you're getting anywhere before your body starts to explode and starts to do the things you're asking it to do. And he came in and for a year and a half straight just put the work in. He couldn't play his sophomore year because of the move, so played JV and was on the practice squad all sophomore year. Put himself in a position where late in that playoff run his junior year, he was playing a lot of interior defensive line, which is a little bit out of position for him, but it was a position that we needed filled, and he came in and did a great job for us late in the playoff run, made a lot of great plays his junior year. So it was a guy that we were really looking forward to coming into his senior year, and the things that he did personally and on his own to put his body in the right place and put on 20 good pounds and be ready to play. There was a lot of work and dedication that went into that. And unfortunately in July had an injury and then came back and got to play for about 5 minutes of one quarter and had another injury. So very limited playing time his senior year, but just what he was able to do in spring training and these college coaches coming and watching and seeing his development and his skill set that he was putting on the field, got him a college opportunity in the spring, and so much to the fact that even though he didn't play his senior year, they were still wanting him to come because they saw the raw potential and what could be. And we hated we didn't get to watch him play as much his senior year, and except for just a little bit. I'm sure Biloxi was glad you got out of there because it was a problem for about a quarter. But we would really like to have you a little bit longer, but man, just watching you grow and seeing what your potential is and what your future holds, we really look forward to it. So tell everybody where you want to play college football.
Gulf Coast Community College.
Thank y'all.
All right, last, certainly not least, we got Hayden Berglund. You can put that one right there in the middle if you want to. All right, so Hayden was one that was a lot like Cannon. Came into us as really get to know him as a ninth grader. He's playing some receiver, and then gets to his sophomore year, and obviously all of us know his older brother, and kind of looking to see where he's going to pan out, where he's going to fit in at, and kind of had one of those in-between body types at the time. Just didn't know if he's going to be a receiver, a defensive end, tight end, and then started putting that extra work in, and his body started growing. He starts getting taller, and by the end of his sophomore season, we're watching him on scout team, and he's going against our defense, and he starts showing flashes and making some incredible plays to where we kind of have a good feeling of what we're going to be getting into for the next couple of years. And comes into last year and his junior season, and he's asked to do a job that's not very fun for somebody that's wearing a good, cool skill number. He's basically a glorified offensive lineman, just kind of the way the offense fell that year. Didn't get to catch a whole lot of balls, but really learned the game from a blocking aspect, which is, for his future is going to be a great thing. He got to learn the hard side of it before he got to do the fun side of it. And then his senior year following, he puts on 20 to 30 pounds, and he starts looking like a college football player. We have a pretty good idea of how good he's going to be coming in, and then gets to play with his younger brother playing quarterback and make a big difference in football games and play a different position where he's flexed out as a receiver, and then come in and play some tight end and create a lot of problems for defenses. And, a big surprise for a lot of us, and a lot of credit to him. And what he did early in the season is makes the Mississippi-Alabama All-Star game, and then get selected as a first-team All-State player, and then get some big offers coming in. And we knew that he was going to be a great college football player, just didn't know where at yet. And he got a fortunate opportunity that came in kind of late, a very prestigious and honorable opportunity, and glad that he's decided to go this route. And I'm very happy for him, not only for his future and his career, but to get to watch him play football where he's going to. So Hayden, tell everybody where you're going to play football at.
Naval Academy.
Smile. I want to smile one time, Hayden. Good. All right, try to keep that short and sweet for everybody. I know everybody's got things to do and some other sports to get to. We got some multi-sport guys in here that need to get to practice, but thank all y'all again for coming out. You parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles, thank you for raising such great young men, because without you, one, this wouldn't be possible. Y'all instilled the work ethic in them and the dedication to do all these things that we ask them to do, and then the things that they do on their own. So very grateful to you as well. Grateful to all these other guys who were able to participate in the game with them, get to play the game and enjoy the game, and then learn from these guys and have great role models to look up to as they're coming up, because there's a bunch of these guys standing behind the camera that won't do the same thing in the years to come. So very thankful, very grateful, glad to be here in Ocean Springs and get to be around you guys, and thank all y'all for coming out. Hopefully we'll get to see y'all again next year, and you guys are always more than welcome. Anytime you want to be back in this field house, the door is open to you. So thank you, and thank y'all for coming out, and I appreciate everybody for... Oh, yeah. Yes, we're going to have pictures as families and everything, but all of my guys who signed scholarships today, I want you to come up here and just get a group shot with for the cameras real quick. Three, y'all sit down, and three can stand up. Here, lady. You sit right here. And then y'all stand behind each one of them. Oh, sorry. Hey, y'all just stay put for just a second. Y'all might as well stay there for a minute. Hey, real quick, coach and staff, if you'll come fill in with these guys. Guys, make some room so they can get through, please. Y'all got to get in here tight.
Who?